What's up, good people? It's your boy C. We're from Boys to Gentlemen. Hey, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and go ahead and click that bell so you can be notified anytime new content drops. And go ahead and hit us with the thumbs up for this video so you can let YouTube know that you love us. It's a movement, we moving, and we need you for that movement. What's up, good people? It's your boy C. We're from Boys to Gentlemen, and we are on another episode of Share My Mic. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I got my boy Kerry and Jerell on, and they are going to be sharing their story. I had the opportunity to actually be on their podcast, and it was a blessing for me. Phenomenal opportunity. So what they say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So let me play that gander role and get these boys on my platform. And I appreciate y'all coming on here. So with no further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know. I'm gonna put it out there, the Be the Light podcast. I'm happy to have the host. But go ahead and introduce yourselves.
No doubt, brother. We appreciate the platform and the opportunity because, again, you killed it on our platform. So we had to come back on yours and show some love. And, hey, man, we just appreciate being in front of your audience. And, man, so I'm Kerry Sloan. I'm from Killeen, Texas. Used to play football. Ended up going to Hardison University at Abilene. So I kind of got some connections to knowing about Chris a little bit. And then moving from there, I ended up going to get my master's degree. I coached football for a little bit, worked as a mental health professional. And then after that time frame, then I went and said, I had an epiphany. I was like, I want to be an educator. So I went into schools and I started to help these kids out. And I started to find a little bit more of my passion. And I started to find out that I love helping people in any capacity. Just any way to touch somebody and make their spirit uplift is the way I want to go about living my life. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So me and my boy Jay Jones, he'll tell you a little bit more about how we got started. Specifically, I'll let Jay Jones introduce himself.
So
I'm Jay Jones.
I'm Jerell Jones. Graduated from Charleston State. Played football at Charleston State also. Got my master's in counseling and human development. I also coached football for 5-6 years and then had an epiphany, kind of wanted to get away from the game. I played it my whole life. Then I went right to coaching. So it was like, man, let's do something different. I ended up in the mental health field, just counseling, mentoring people. So that's what I'm doing right now. And the story on how we got started on Be a Light podcast.
Let me know. Origin story. I got a little Marvel music. Let that origin story on.
So I was sitting down on the couch watching football, chilling. Got a call from my boy Kerry. We coached together. We did everything. That's my boy. So I'm like, oh man, Sloan, what's good? He was like, hey, I want to start a podcast. I was like, are you telling me? Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Good to know, And then I was like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, I want you on it. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm with you, we brothers. Whatever you need, I got you. So when we're gonna start it? He was like, today. Be ready.
Yeah, right now. We would have started at that moment if we could have, but we couldn't at that moment.
4 hours later, I'm a co-host on Be a Light. I don't even like talking in front of cameras like that. They were just like,
that's how you gotta do them, though. Don't give them no opportunity to get out. You got your guests. When we started, now.
Man, we had to though, because I had that moment in that time when it was right when COVID popped off. And I had that moment in time when I was like, I keep seeing all this negative content. Like I keep seeing things that I can't be fed from, and I'm accidentally ingested bad content. Like I'm just scrolling through my phone and I'm just lowering my mood, like by scrolling through my phone. I was like, what is going on? So at that point, Chris, I started to look for positive information on Instagram specifically. That's my main platform I was usually scrolling through. And then I was like, man, look, man, me and my partner Jay Jones, we talk about stuff that I always feel like uplifts me anyway. So I was like, man, why don't we try to get some people together and let's just have these conversations on YouTube. Let's have them on Instagram. Let's have them on Twitter. Let's have them wherever people will listen, just so that somebody can be getting out of that dark place with COVID being something that scared everybody, man. It was just a tough time when it first started. Now we still not over it, but we are at a better place. But we wanted to be able to just provide that light, man. And then going into that, the reason and the mission Man, the main thing we were trying to do is we wanted to be able to send a light through a message that will illuminate everyone that we come into contact with. And then we wanted to be deliberate in planting seeds for growth in our generations and for those to come. So with that, bro, it's just like anything that we could bring to the table that somebody younger than us or even older than us could take and say, man, thank you. That's what we bringing. And that's why, that's what we bring. That's it. We bringing anything you can gain from. We want to be able to have people to build their intellectual capital, build their mindsets, build their passions, build their strength in themselves through illuminating. So
you know how you sit down, you think about something, and that light come on. You know that light, you're like, bling, it's like the light came on. That's basically what we're trying to do. Give some information. It's not even complicated information. It's just stuff we talk about, stuff we do, and it might help you figure out what you want to do in life, or help you, further your education, further how you business, start a business, further. We've done stocks, we've done, we talk about everything on there, and it's real. Our DNA is like, it's authentic. We get on here, we chop it up like we at the barbershop.
Always.
It's cool. And then we stay positive. Sometimes some conversations we have can go negative, but at the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, we try to turn it back positive. We're trying to end it where everybody's smiling, laughing, and then we respect every sex, every race, every religion, political views, everything. We respect everybody. We want anybody to listen to the show. Like you said, younger than us, older than us, any race, any religion, anything, man. So anybody can listen to this. And then we always, like I said earlier, we always end off with a great sense of humor. We like laughing, man. We had a whole video of just laughing. Like we did we do skits with like little 10-minute, not even 10-minute, like a minute videos, and it was just all laughs, It's just good stuff, fun stuff, great information that y'all can come listen to. So.
Yeah, and real quick, see, Doc, I want to, when you come back, you got to get on the episode of Cap or No Cap. We on the new segment called Cap. Hey, we doing the Cap or No Cap. See, Doc, we got to get you on.
I just saying that. I was just listening to the one where y'all asked about Texas sports.
Oh, yeah.
We the best, even though this says Montana. We the best in Texas, baby.
Everybody know down south, man.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, it's something that gene pool around here. We understand it, but man, let me put it out there clear as possible. I'm a fan. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. It's difficult sometimes when somebody. It's like when you remember back in the day when people used to hand you their mixtape.
Yeah.
And low key, it was trash.
Low key was trash.
And you don't know how to let them know it was trash. I appreciate y'all not putting me in that situation. Because sometimes people be like, hey, check this out. You be like,
oh, man.
Dang, bro, don't put that on. Like, y'all could have, man. And not even trying to discourage nobody else, but some things hit different than others. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody, but I can say, honestly, y'all take the pressure off me because I listen to y'all and I'm a fan, and I can sit back, I can listen, I can grasp. It's an engaging conversation, and I think that's what's so powerful. So going straight into that, I want y'all to talk to me a little bit about what has been that biggest impact. Y'all kind of showed me the goal, what y'all are trying to do and setting that format, but really what's been some of the biggest impact with being able, to have hard conversations or expose somebody to information, because it's not always pretty. Sometimes we talking about some stuff that get a little hot in there. But what has been, hey, Sloan, you give one, Jay Jones, you give one, but tell me what's been one that's been just a real big impact. Will it be a topic, a particular guest? Just roll with that.
Man, when I think about big impacts, I know one of the ones that was significant, and it's actually one we did with Curtis Sarah, poet, Jay Jones' teammate, quarterback, back in high school. But we did a podcast with him, and it was talking about the pain and souls, the message he had for the pain and souls of those people going through those depression states, and just the suicidal ideations and just the mindset that you are in during that time, like when you don't really see a light, you don't really see a way out, and you think the only way out is the end. And I think when he spoke his poem to us, what I'm saying, he did his spoken word to us, it was powerful, man. And for me, it kind of pulled my heartstring a little bit because it took me back. It was like that trigger. Because I've been there before. I've thought about taking my life before. I'm not shy about saying that because I'm so far removed from that because of the repairing that I've consciously done. So when we had that conversation, I think that was one of the ones where I almost got choked up after the conversation. You know, after he read it, I was like trying to get the little, you know what I'm saying? Get a little cracking going in your voice. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. So I had to get there. Yeah, you know how that go. But I had to get that out. But that was one of those conversations where it was like, man, we doing something that's really pulling on people. Like, this is really gonna be something when we put this out, somebody's gonna feel this and be like, man, like, I really needed that, because sometimes you just need to know someone else feels like me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to know.
How many times do we sit back while we in the middle of something and feel like we the only ones?
Oh,
yeah. I was talking to my guys about that today. I was like, well, people don't understand, when you drowning, you ain't thinking about who else is out there. You too busy. You trying to get that breath for yourself. But, you know, sometimes we take that same panic and we forget. Like, we feel like we're the only one that didn't have none of our homeboys had their daddy. But we still feel like we're the only one that was missing out on a father at that time. But sometimes breaking it out, people sharing their story, giving them that opportunity to come out is so powerful, and stepping out of that. So I appreciate you, because, you know, in our community, it's difficult talking about that mental health. You know, you start talking about things, they just want to throw some holy water on you or tell you to forget about it. It don't work that way. So
like that.
That's beautiful. So, Jay Jones, what you got? I know you want to pop one.
No, so it's kind of what he said, but it was a different group of people. We had my brother and my cousin on, and Kerry asked the question about the hardest point in your life, and we all said something. And I'm not gonna lie, I got real emotional. It got real, you know, we went deep. Everybody was transparent, and it got to the point where we talked about death and family. We talked about jail, prison. We talked about everything, but we talked about how everybody hit that lowest point, but how everybody bounced back. You know, how everybody, you know, So we got to like sometimes the conversation does get negative, but we talked about some it was bad. You know, we all kind of were like Kerry said, it got quiet. Everybody looking at each other like you can't cry. You know, blink.
You good. I'm good. You good.
But we flipped it around to how we are today. You know, how all of us were, you know, we positive. We doing positive things in the community. We all working. We all, you know, trying to help out. So it just showed everybody that, hey, you might hit rock bottom, but the only way is up after that. You know what I'm saying? So that was big for me, because it was some stories I already knew, but still just hearing them, hearing a man be transparent, because you know us. Once again, in our community, we'll hold it in. Yeah, I'm good. Nothing happened. You know, I'm straight. So
man up. Yeah,
hearing everybody be transparent and getting emotional, it was huge.
Yeah,
that's beautiful, man. It's so needed. I can't even put no other word on it, particularly in our community with the things that we got going on, the PTSD that we struggling with, the current trauma that we dealing with, the lack of mental health and the understanding of that. And then you add on top of that mental illnesses that are going unchecked and not addressed. This so much. So to hear people be able to say that too. What you got, Sloan?
I wanted to add to it too. When you came on and you talked about the trauma piece, when we were talking about emotional intelligence and just the way our kids struggle to communicate, I think that was something as well that, you know, I remember this was a private conversation you and I had when you said that we create the monsters that we hunt. You know what I'm saying? When you said that. And I remember, like, for me, that was an uncomfortable thing for me, because I was like, man, like, I feel like that's like my cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like when you said, I'm like, that's my cousin, that's my uncles, that's my daddy. You know what I'm saying? My daddy in the system right now. So I felt like, man, it's a root. It's a root. And it stirred me a little bit. I had to sleep on it, bro. I didn't even tell you, but I slept on it like, man, this dude literally like just stressed me out. He don't even know it. But it's like, those are the conversations and those are the things that we started the podcast for, so that people could come on and be able to open up that door, because that information, you don't get it if you're not in certain circles. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's not having conversations about trauma. Everybody's not having certain conversations about emotional intelligence, about conflict resolution, stuff like that. No, we don't hear those conversations unless you with professionals a lot of times, because your partner's not going to talk about it. We're going to push it down. And like you said, we're going to man up and we're going to find a way through it. And you find a way through it until you hit that trigger. And then once you hit that trigger, you go right back down to a little boy. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that, I also wanted to add too about, like, talking about uncomfortable but powerful conversations we've had through the podcast, man. And that's our goal, bro. Just networking and bringing these conversations to uplift people, help that light shine within them, man, so they can grow it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. And we definitely going to letting everybody know this is part one. I'm having these boys back. I'm just trying to give you a taste. And you going to have to go and check out this podcast because, like I said, these episodes is hitting. And so it's kind of strong because you can't watch one just once because you got to go back. Like, he said, hold on, pause on that.
Man. We appreciate that,
brother. Let me take a little breath real quick because we're talking about some real stuff. And again, to see somebody that look like you around your age range, be willing to have those conversations and kind of open the box on it, that's the focus, that's the goal. So that's beautiful about your platform. So last thing, let me know, what does a successful Be the Light podcast look like? Talk to me in the vision. Take me into 2025, 2030. Like, tell me over these next 10 years, what does it look like for y'all to be successful?
Man, so going into that, for the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years, and really for eternity, if as long as we live. But what I envision is us being able to get quality individuals on the platform weekly, up until whatever level. I want nuns on, I want priests on, I want students on, I want rappers on. I want to bring everybody together on a platform where they can be able to spread positivity in their own way. You know what I'm saying? And not make it something fake, keeping it all the way authentic and real, because I think there's a lot of different people out here that don't feel like they can identify with all platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like they can only identify with certain ones because they don't never have people on there look like them, talk like them, act like them. We want to bring everybody together and let's all be able to shed our own light, you know what I'm saying? And teach each other that, there's positivity within everything. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not there. Like, you have to be able to, speak the language and kind of be exposed to certain things. And we trying to create that exposure, bro. That's the main thing, is creating that exposure.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people are ignorant just because they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the knowledge of something. It kind of makes them prejudiced because they're ignorant. It's like, I don't know what that person is, so I'm going to judge that person. We just, like he said, just spread education for everybody, anybody. If a nun watches something and learns something about football, and that makes her not judge a football player, because a lot of people judge athletes, or just anything, man. We can get people of all races to come together and show love, some positivity, some smiles, some laughs, man.
That's it.
That's what we want.
Best medicine.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Like I said, this is kind of the introductory video. I wanted to make sure that we focused on talking about Be the Light podcast, because I'm gonna have y'all back on a couple of my other platforms, and we finna dive into some of these conversations. But I appreciate y'all being that light. It's one thing to look at darkness, as you said, look at some of this negativity and point it out. Ain't nothing good out there. But at the end of the day, my grandfather always told me, never get mad at somebody for drinking dirty water if you're not willing to give them some clean water. And that's the focus that I bring to it. Like, I can't be out here complaining about something I'm not trying to bring a solution to. And that's what I see when I see y'all. I see brothers coming out trying to bring a solution to a plethora of problems, and then for us to build and grow together. So I love it. So let people know right now, and it'll pop up on the screen, but let them know what days they can look for you to drop. What's the platforms? Break it down. How can they get to the Be the Light podcast?
For sure. So on Sundays at 8 p.m., we always will be posting. So we will always be posting Sundays at 8 p.m. You can always catch a new episode. You can catch those episodes on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, really any podcast platform we are available on. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. there'll be a new one. And then once you subscribe, obviously you'll get to see all the other ones we have done up to this point. YouTube, Be a Light podcast, you can find us. You may have to go click on it and then go through it, but you guys can check those out there. IG, we got Be a Light Podcast on IG at Be a Light Podcast. And then Facebook, we got Be a Light PC. So it's Be a Light PC to follow the Facebook page. And man, me and Jay Jones, we talk about it all the time. We just want to be able to get to more people and spread the light to more and more people because we want to keep our platform wide open for everybody. We are not biased against anybody. We want to show love to everybody. So we strongly encourage you guys to support us, man. Like, subscribe, check us out. Let us know what you think. So, that's what I got for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna put a teaser out there. We're not diving into it because we be on here till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal something from y'all, but I need a real simple answer. I love that portion where y'all do cap or no cap.
Cap or no cap.
So cap or no cap.
Oof.
The Black Lives Matter protest was the same thing as the Capitol riots.
Me first?
Yeah.
Cap. Cap. That's big cap.
Big cap.
That's big
cap.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave it there before we get too far into it. I say that because
that's cap.
They own
cap.
Yeah, I had to do a news interview just the other day addressing that. But we're gonna close it out on that. Thank y'all for coming and sharing on my platform temporarily. I'm taking the mic back. We got K Sloan and my boy Jay Jones on here. Thank y'all so much from the Be a Light Podcast. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you.
Want to make these things happen. Much love. All right, y'all boys, be easy.
Appreciate it. See, dog, be easy, brother.